There's actually a basket they were collecting for people who would want to ever get married. So the church must have some funds. So in that, if you wake up and you're like, I've chosen so and so in the church,
yes, it is a smooth
I used to have a problem with it, but then after sub-thinking, I think there's no problem. Because if we, like the four of us here, we sat down and came up with reasons to give our money away, why should someone come and stop us from doing it?
Yeah, giving it away is not a problem.
Because
yes,
but if you're giving it away because I've promised you something,
and I don't which I haven't complained
give
that I'm
me.
not getting.
Yes.
Bring your fridge.
Did he have complaints?
The people were having complaints. Let me give you an example.
There have been scandals.
Let me give you an example. Prophet, I think 5 or 6 years back, there's a pastor here who did a wedding and bought a hammer.
Yes.
And I passed that hammer and it had the word Chiwede. Now I kept asking myself,
maybe the
marriage.
name. Maybe
The
the
marriage.
name.
The marriage,
Maybe.
the wedding.
really?
Yes.
I mean, you're telling people in church to bring whatever little they have.
Yes.
Okay?
To do the Lord's
No,
work.
no. For me,
That's the key word.
I think for me,
The little they have.
I think it would make more sense. It would make more sense if I found your pastor with a hammer. You say the church. And then told me,
your
you see,
congregation has hammers.
That is why.
and yes, maybe my congregation has hammers.
That is why he's targeting the new converts. He wants them to find him with a hammer.
No.
Yes.
He's getting everything from them for his own benefit.
Look,
For his own personal benefit.
let me give you a biblical example.
Yes.
Paul asked the Corinthians to collect money for his ministry. And he was collecting money because he was going to Macedonia. For those of you who don't know Macedonia on the map, it's one of the poorest countries in Europe. If Macedonia is still poor now, imagine it 2,000 years ago. It must have been like freaking ancient.
Yes.
Okay? And he was collecting money for that. He was saying that give and it shall be given back to you.
Yes.
Okay? That's the reason. Because he was going to do something. And he did it. Okay? There's even a time he said, bring me, when he was, persecuted, like, bring me that cloak that I left and some parchments. It's like he wasn't asking for new things. Like, there's some stuff I left at your house, some clothes. Bring me those clothes.
Because
I'm those in a books. Situation. Because I don't have them here. He didn't ask for, okay, get me your, rosewood, made table that is marbled well with a topping, because I need somewhere to write these epistles of the gospel. I need to find some comfortable place to write.
To write my letters.
To write these letters. No, Paul didn't have a fleet of horses, okay, to carry him across Europe. He didn't have a fleet of boats. How come he preached the gospel without boats? Okay? Because he gives his testimony like, I drowned nearly a couple of times. I was shipwrecked. I was beaten. I moved.
From the statistics we've seen,
clearly,
we should be able to deduct that what we think that people are being fleeced is not working. For them, they're not, because the church is growing. The Pentecostals are growing.
They are growing.
Look, I said this. It is capitalistic, not in form of money. Capitalistic in this form, that everyone is free to participate as long as they're willing. If they're not willing, then you have the freedom not to participate.
Correct.
Okay? So, being born again, or what you call Pentecostal, okay, whatever subdivisions they've created since time, is that you freely choose to freely participate and you can freely live whenever you want. Okay. Now the issue is that there are many congregations where you're not freely allowed to live. Okay, but you're free allowed to enter, but the living part is the problem. Okay, and if you see the Bible where supposedly religion is claimed to be accepted, where I can't read it anyway, you're freely accepting Christ.
Yes.
And you can freely reject Christ. That means if you're joining any gathering, I want to call it church because even that word, is kind of skewed.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the background of it, you find it, I don't think this is good. But in a gathering, congregation, okay, that means you can come and you can freely live because it's a gathering to share, isn't it? So if there's someone in need, you give. But now when it comes that, there's someone in need, and then we end up buying someone a hammer.
Yes.
Yes. And then we end up buying someone a plane.
We don't buy this person a hammer.
I actually think
yes,
what we perceive as fleecing is what's behind the growth of the church.
It's one of the things by them.
that a pastor coming or someone starting up a church and he gets a hammer or gets a better life, encourages other people to also spread the word and also start the church.
So it means
Yeah.
it
Yes.
makes people get the urge to start.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
start.
So because of that,
they see the other guys
Yeah.
making it overnight.
as opposed to someone who goes to seminary, then he comes out with Doyasiano power something.
Something.
By the time he graduates,
Feels
that's the same time
45.
also leaving the university. Now that's when the pastor is also getting out, and then now he has to go to some up country place,
parish.
parish
serve.
to start serving.
Yes.
And he has
By
to
the time-
serve for 20 years.
for 20
before he
years. By
gets
the time they come
promoted
to town,
a
they
cardinal or
are-
something.
Yeah. Now here, a guy who started in 2010, right now, at least he has some new suits.
10 years of
He
experience.
has married twice.
Yes. And he has grown with
He
time.
has grown with time.
So
So it helps.
So it goes back to him saying it's capitalistic. Because let me tell you one thing. With the Catholic Church, it's not about you benefiting in any way. That's why you see, after them, they have this setting. We are going to put you somewhere to serve. We shall look after you. We
yes,
shall give you housing, you'll feed, serve.
serve the community.
You serve somewhere maybe
It's-
for 10
it's-
years
it's
and
a
you're like, okay, you've served.
It's a
that
civil
part.
service.
Come, you get the point?
Yes.
You understand?
It's a civil
But now
service.
with these ones, it's not about service. Make me better.
Yes.
It's entrepreneurship.
Now-
Yes,
now-
make me better.
Me, my reason as to why I think the growth is actually amplified goes back to what Matthias mentioned. He said the message embodied by the pastors has to do normally with prosperity
Not
preaching.
all of them.
Not all.
Let's not generalize.
But-
Not
but-
all of them.
But most of them,
by the
most of
way,
them will be like
by,
Mackenzie before.
now that we are even live, I should say this. You should know one thing. When we talk about saying these churches are doing ABCD, it doesn't mean all of them.
Yes.
Okay, we know.
When,
this.
yeah, when you talk about the born again, not all of them.
Not all of
Yes.
Okay?
Not
But
all of
if you have the biggest percentage,
Then the rotten tomato.
How did you find
policy
that one
comes.
out the biggest?
now
No,
let me give you an example. If
Yes. You cannot look. You cannot underlook the whole policy of saying, if you are sick,
Yes.
if you are broke,
Yes.
if you are broken inside, the
Yes.
solution to all your problems, you're going to find it here.
in church,
Because that is not what the doctrine
No,
of
no, they
Anglican
don't-
But the thing is that
No,
it
wait a
could be
minute.
true.
Look,
it could be, yeah. But
look,
I'm
okay,
analyzing
let's go to the
why they are
fundamentals.
growing.
The
Yes.
fundamentals. I like what someone's saying. I think it was one of my best, preachers. I did get some of his podcasts. It's Dr. Malone. He said, Christianity is a personality cult
Okay.
on Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It's a personality cult on Jesus Christ. It's not a personality cult on you, the preacher.
But
The
on
personality cult, the word cult doesn't mean that it's evil. Cult means you have gathered
Orientation,
together
yes.
to a covenant over one person, over an idea.
Over an idea or whatever.
So that's what Christianity is. And the moment anything that digresses from that, now that becomes falsehood.
From
regardless
the
regardless
ideology
how,
of
yeah,
Christ.
Yes.
regardless of its righteousness, whether it is you're going to visit the poor and the needy, but you're using the mantle of Christian, and you failed on it being the personality cult of Christ, then it is wrong.
So you're saying that the current Pentecostal church, we cannot say that you're trying to convince me that we cannot say that the message, the common message that I hear, even broadcast, even they have commercials. Some churches will be like, if you're aggrieved, if you have a sick person, if you have this and this problem, the pastor and man of God to see is so and so. Your problem will be handled by this, by coming to us.
you know what I was saying, that some of these things, people never take trouble to look through them because maybe they love the church so much or they love their pastor so much. Okay, I'm going to give. I'm going to take time, and I think I'll get a video,
Yes.
a video clip.
Yes.
I think I'll have to get time and take it myself. Okay, a video clip as evidence.
Slapping the pork out.
No. Of, for example, I've never seen these old churches on how do you call these armored cars that transport money?
Ah,
bullion vans.
The
Yes.
bullion vans. Yes.
I've seen.
Yeah, there's a church that we know. Every Sunday there's a bullion van going.
On a Sunday. I don't know where I've not seen banks work on a Sunday.
They get
I don't know where I don't know. Yes.
Safety.
It comes for
van?
the first service.
That I've seen.
It goes. It comes for the next service.
But
Wait.
coming.
I've seen.
Let me tell
Mackenzie,
you.
do you know the
I
amount
thought
of money
I thought the
you
person
would
driving
need?
the bullion van had come for prayers.
No,
What
wait,
do you
wait,
want?
And I was like,
wait.
these
How
guys
do you
are
want
sorry.
Let me
them
tell you
to
something.
store
Yes.
Do you
money?
know the amount of money it would require you to transport in a bullion van?
Wonderful. Are you getting my message
Actually,
now?
volume in the real sense of volume.
Volume
of money.
All right.
And
I
imagine,
put it like-
and this is
I'm
where
going to
this
be
is where I
the
was this is
more-
where I was more concerned.
Yes.
It didn't park there like for the whole day waiting for all the services. It took for the first service
But I think it's about security.
and it came back for the second service.
What
It
I know-
means
what I know
there are volumes.
in ordinary traditional churches around Kampala here,
Yes.
on a good Sunday like this Sunday,
Yes.
after the end of month,
Yes.
they can collect above 30 million
In a good
on
church?
one Sunday. Yeah, on one Sunday.
One Sunday?
Yes.
They can collect 30 million.
Yes.
So if you
Now we are taxing Chivuru.
So if you have 30
When we were
million,
saying to tax these people, there was a
It's
lot
a
of
concert.
noise.
Practically
Okay.
Cindy's show.
More than Celestial.
Okay.
Eh?
Anyway, we have to be clear that
Yes.
this amount of money that even requires a bullion van's collection
Yes.
is significant, and we cannot distance it from the fact that it can aid in the growth. of
Buster,
this
if you started a Rolex
stall.
canteen or
Yes.
stall, the first thing they would want to see in your stall is a certificate that shows you're going to be paying. You're paying taxes or you're registered or you've paid.
Yes.
Now, someone having so many bullion vans collecting money on all these services.
You
And
want
sometimes they
them also
announce the money
registered?
by the way for the next Sunday.
withholding tax.
I mean, we are paying tax on OTT.
No, wait a minute, time out.
Yes.
Churches pay taxes.
No,
They
which-
don't.
They
Which
do not.
kind of tax?
Which kind of tax?
Because they're not-
church
No,
tax.
They pay the tax I'm paying since I'm
Church
not-
tax.
I don't know.
They're not
There's no tax.
They don't pay tax.
Yes, because of the belief that the government and everyone has, they are doing God's work.
Actually, if you're a government and you put a tax on a church, even
No,
your
your
people,
voter.
your own
Okay.
people will be like,
The
"What's wrong
reason
with-"
the reason I think why they're not taxed is simple because they are voters. Okay?
They are voters.
They are
Yeah,
voters in
that's it.
schools.
When I have a Rolex
Marcus,
stall, I'm not a voter.
you're a voter when you're in school. In schools,
Unless-
they are voters.
Yes.
In
the school
concerts,
is taxed.
in
Yes.
concerts,
They are voters.
They are voters.
But they're not
But you
going there
tax
every day.
them.
But you do know that money is still taxed.
How? Okay, secondary tax.
Secondary
but there's
tax,
no
yes.
major primary tax that you've collected this much. Give us this.
Yes.
And actually, the Pentecostals
Yeah.
are looked at as NGOs, I think.
Yeah, almost.
Now
Community
that's
work,
where
yeah.
there's a bit of scandal where they want to get themselves, accepted as
A religious faith.
religious faith. And me, I'm like these dimwits.
No, but they are. They are. in
They
many
aren't.
cases.
They aren't. Scripture. If you go to the scriptures, they aren't. That's why I told you. The moment you
Scriptures,
died, the Bible. What more do you need? If you go to the scriptures, and I told you, it's a personality cult. Divert from that, you're screwed.
It's very abnormal, actually.
Extremely.
Actually, let me tell you, if I was in the
It's
church,
the two of them.
actually, if I was in the church,
It's more normal
having
to
sex
be
with
with
a
a
nun would be more abnormal than having sex with an altar boy. To me, no, if I was looking at abnormality.